I'm Laura Jenkins. My maiden name was Manning, and we graduated in 2003. I was a Lipscomb lifer, started in first grade in 94, and just really loved my experience.
I'm Philip Jenkins. I also graduated in 2003. We met in there's debate about this, but I think we met in the 8th grade.
We met in the 7th grade.
So anyway, I feel like I was taken to Lipscomb against my will. I lived in Alabama until my dad's a preacher, and he took a job at the Granny White Church of Christ, formerly the Granny White Church of Christ, I guess Green Hill Church of Christ, now Green Hills Church of Christ. And so he took a job there, and we went to Nashville, and I came in the middle of the school year in 7th grade, didn't know anybody.
So I have a lot of good memories from Lipscomb. I think mostly just kind of surrounding my friendships, and still those friends I have today. We talk all the time, but when I think about those friendships, I think about how they really were developed on some of those big trips that we took, whether it was Washington and the New York trip, which is actually how we really got close.
So I remember chapel every day. And so some of those chapel experiences would stick out in my mind. I remember one in particular that sticks out in my mind was the day after 9/11 happened. And we were all kind of, like usual, went to the chapel, but I think we started our day there instead of like normal chapel time. And Mr. Pugh had all of us like on our knees praying that day. We prayed, and like the whole student body.
The first one that just always comes to mind is Miss Sherry Hoskins. We actually talked this week. We're still very connected. She was a mentor to me and kind of like another mom to me. Her daughter was also in our grade, and so she was just very closely connected to my group of friends. Spent a lot of time at her house. But also she just instilled in me that I could do hard things. And she was really just a really important person in my life of helping me to know God's love in ways that I just hadn't known it before.
I feel like 7th grade was such a formative year. You mentioned Sherry Hoskins, and I'd have to mention Ed Slayton, who was our 7th grade Bible teacher. And it's funny how life works. You go kind of full circle. He was the first Bible teacher I had at Lipscomb. And my dad's a preacher, and so coming to a place where they're teaching Bible, I remember my dad would like steal my Bible notebook every night to be like, what are they teaching my son? And so everything checked out with Ed Slayton. He was such a great teacher. And the full circle part was when we graduated college and we were looking for jobs, I took a youth ministry job at the Millview Church of Christ, where Ed Slayton was the preacher. And so he and I got to work together for a couple of years, and they were 2 really great years of him being an awesome mentor to me.
And now we live in Mount Juliet, and we both work at Mount Juliet Church of Christ. I'm the director of the counseling center there.
I work with the youth there on the youth ministry, and we've been there since 2010.
And we help others, that just learn how to walk alongside their grief too. And so that's probably my favorite part of the ministry that I get to do.